I feel like everybody feels like, they should be on the team. And if you ask anybody on the team, would they feel like they belong, in their own eyes. So I feel like I do, but I'm my own player. I think about myself in a high regard, of course. So it's not my decision. I mean, it wasn't my decision, so, of course that's a quarterback's dream, and that's what every quarterback, thrives for, those moments. So it wasn't me, but I was happy that Huntley got in and he handled the business. So if anybody else would do it, it'll be him.
Shedeur Sanders finally breaking his silence on his Cleveland Browns future isn't just a headline, it's an earthquake. One rough game was all it took for critics to pounce, but they forgot one fact: Shedeur isn't some disposable rookie. He's the draw, the spotlight, the reason fans are watching. The Browns may see him as a placeholder, but he's already proving he won't play that role. Shedeur matters to Cleveland, but Cleveland doesn't define him. And that's the warning the franchise can't afford to ignore.
And that's what you asked for. That's what you asked for within the game. If I could go back and do anything, I mean, it's always everything in life if you had that chance, but we don't have the luxury to travel back in time. As a kid, I want to go back and do things differently. So overall, of course, you wish you can, but in the battle of the moment, in the heat of the battle, you want to be that alpha, you want to be that dog, you want to be out there in that final 2-minute drive. So, of course, small things, of course, frustrate, but that's what happens, when you want a player to be able to change the franchise.
If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to hit subscribe, it helps more than you realize. Shedeur Sanders didn't step into the NFL to be treated like an afterthought. Yet here he is in a Cleveland Browns jersey, caught in the same cycle that has chewed up countless young talents before him. After his latest frustrating outing, the headlines weren't about his flashes of brilliance, his calm composure, or his resilience under pressure. Instead, the conversation turned into the same recycled mockery, critics rushing to label him a bust, as if one tough game defines a career. But here's the truth: Shedeur Sanders isn't built to break. He's not letting the noise write his story, the comeback will.
Now let's turn our attention to fifth-round pick Shedeur Sanders. Not many fireworks for him on Saturday, unfortunately. 5 drives, 0 points. He finished 3 of 6 for 14 yards, 4 3-and-outs, and he was sacked 5 times. One of those sacks went for a loss of 23 yards. Here's the rookie fifth-round pick in the locker room after the game.
Overall, as a player, I feel like I put in the work. I feel like everything I do, I try to do it to my best, and that's all I ask for. So
the problem with the Browns is simple: they've never figured out how to handle stars. Time and time again, they mishandle them, suffocate them, and drive them away disillusioned. That's why Shedeur speaking out about his future isn't just casual talk, it's a warning shot. He understands his value, his influence, and the reality that Cleveland may not be the stage big enough to match the star power he brings.
Just watch what happened to Shedeur Sanders in the Cleveland Browns' third and final preseason game. And I'm outraged, I'm sickened, and I'm saddened by the way Shedeur continues to be treated in the National Football League. Now by those sorry-ass Browns and sorry-ass Kevin Stefanski. So, yeah. Flacco started today, and I'll give you this, he played well. He was 9 out of 10 for 71 yards.
Let's be honest, Shedeur Sanders isn't just another quarterback collecting a paycheck. He's box office. He's the draw that makes fans tune in, the spark behind ticket sales, the reason merchandise flies off shelves, and the magnet pulling in that younger audience the NFL craves. Cleveland can act like he's replaceable, just another name in their never-ending quarterback shuffle, but the truth is different. Without Shedeur, they're forgettable, an ordinary team fighting for relevance. With Shedeur, they're a headline, a conversation, a team everyone suddenly has something to say about. That's the power he brings.
Shooting. Made you look, yeah. Skip Bayless is shooting. And he's gunning for the Cleveland Browns organization. So as you can see, Skip Bayless is pissed off. Yes, he is pissed off. Basically saying, fuck Kevin Stefanski. Fuck the organization of the Cleveland Browns. You cannot make this up. Yes, he's cussing out the whole organization of the Cleveland Browns. You cannot make this up. Now, Skip Bayless went onto his platform to air out the shit that they've been hiding during this preseason game. Basically saying, yes, he started naming off names of the players that was on the field with Shedeur Sanders, and they was no names. I don't know why they messed with Skip Bayless, but yes, Shedeur Sanders was playing with no-name players, people that's not even on the depth chart, people that's not even been signed by other teams, but they're trying out for the team.
Cleveland is already proving, once again, that they can't handle a true star. History repeats itself: panic, mismanagement, alienation. They've done it before, and nothing ever changes. But if they think Shedeur will just sit quietly and let them treat him like he's disposable, they're mistaken. His silence was restraint. His voice now? That's his weapon.
Shedeur obviously held the ball too long, but he's trying to make a play because he's trying to make a splash. He made a big splash in that first preseason game when everybody was hurt and they had no choice but to play him, and he lit them up. He shamed them and the NFL in the first preseason game with that performance. It was spectacular and completely unsurprising to me, because I'm going to say it again one more time. I said before last college football season started that Shedeur should go first overall, or Travis Hunter 1-2-2-1, whether the team drafting first needed a quarterback. But Shedeur should have been the first quarterback drafted.
The situation couldn't be clearer. Shedeur is essential to Cleveland, but Cleveland is far from essential to Shedeur. That flips the entire script. Normally, a rookie is desperate for a franchise to validate them, begging for a chance to prove their worth. But with Shedeur, it's the opposite. His brand was already cemented long before he ever set foot in the Browns' locker room. He brought the spotlight, the hype, the excitement, and now the franchise acts like he's disposable. If the Browns want to treat him like a trial run, Shedeur will treat them like nothing more than a stepping stone. And let's be real, that's exactly what they are. Even after one tough outing, the energy around him hasn't slowed. The critics may laugh, but the numbers don't lie. Social media erupts when he trends, jersey sales spike, and even rival fans can't look away. That's not ordinary. That's the kind of impact that transcends the field. And Cleveland's acting like they don't even realize what they've got.
No, of course it's gonna always be, a little tender, but it's a non-factor for me. I think I had a decent performance. Yeah. I think, it's a lot of areas I can improve in, in different things, but I'm going out there to compete the best I can. I gotta watch the film, honestly. I can't say what it was. It's definitely different places where I could got my eyes in better spots and got to the progressions quicker, and regardless of anything, so all those sacks, they definitely on me.
What makes Shedeur's silence-breaking moments sting so much is the reminder that he's not shackled by the Browns' failures. He's not absorbing their mockery. He's not weighed down by the shame of a franchise built on decades of mediocrity. He's focused on the future, and that future may not include Cleveland. Imagine the Browns finally landing a quarterback who gives fans real hope, only to fumble it away like always. That's not just poor leadership, that's organizational malpractice. And here's the twist: Shedeur knows he's the guy. That's not arrogance, it's fact. History proves it, players shape the Browns, not the other way around. When Cleveland mishandles talent, those players still rise to brighter stages, while the Browns sink back into irrelevance. If Shedeur leaves, he wins. If Cleveland loses him, they're right back where they started, forgotten.
He said this is some bullshit from Kevin Stefanski and the Cleveland Browns organization. He hates the Cleveland Browns. He called them sorry as fuck. You cannot make this up. I ain't never seen Skip Bayless talk about a team so badly. Call him sorry as fuck. Call him Kevin Stefanski sorry as fuck. You cannot make this up. Yes, he is pissed off in every way. Now, we've seen Shedeur have his first preseason game. He started it off basically digging the Cleveland Browns out of the hole because their quarterbacks was down and out. And they went to Shedeur Sanders, the guy that they didn't give reps, the guy that they've been shining off this whole mini camp. Yes, basically sabotaging Shedeur Sanders, doing his whole draft pick and picking him at 144th pick. And they really get him money, and Andrew Berry had to go get him. You cannot make this up now. Skip Bayless is going off as he's seeing Shedeur Sanders.
This is where Shedeur's silence speaks louder than any press conference. It's not hesitation, it's a statement. He's not buying into the franchise's bluff, and he's definitely not intimidated by their so-called leverage. Shedeur knows the NFL is full of teams desperate for the kind of spark only he can deliver. His very name carries momentum, and that's why this saga feels less like a player clinging to his career and more like a star reminding his team that he won't settle for scraps. What truly separates him is his mindset. After that frustrating game, where most players would have sulked, snapped at critics, or spiraled into self-pity, Shedeur kept his composure. He walked off with his head high, fully aware that one game doesn't define greatness. Meanwhile, the Browns can keep playing their tired game of mismanaging talent, but when he finally walks, it won't just be a loss, it'll be humiliation. Because the day Shedeur lights up highlight reels for another franchise while Cleveland slips back into mediocrity, the sting won't fade. Their fans have felt that pain before, and this time, it'll cut even deeper.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was on the bike, I was powering up. I was powering up for that 2-minute drive because, that's just a situation every quarterback dreams for. That's many situations I've been in before, and I thought I was in. So then he told me I wasn't in, and I was like, okay. I think overall it was great. I think every day is a new day. Every day you learn different things, and there's definitely life lessons, you learn out of every situation. So I'm coming out training camp and everything, happy that I got the opportunity.
Sanders did not get to finish the game, as you heard there. He wasn't sure why. Tyler Huntley got that last drive, was able to drive him into field goal range.
Shedeur breaking his silence isn't just frustration, it's a declaration. It's drawing a line in the sand. I know my worth. You respect it, or watch me take it elsewhere. Cleveland is the one at risk. Shedeur will thrive no matter where he lands. The silence is over, the message is clear, and now the spotlight is on Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders isn't begging for approval, scrambling to protect his spot, or hoping the Browns suddenly figure things out. His statement is simple: get it together, or lose me. From the first snap, his brand has outshined the Browns logo. He brought the cameras, the clicks, and the younger generation invested in the story.
A lot. I'm blessed for him to be here. Regardless if he's here or not, come Monday, come Tuesday, or if any of us here or not, come the weekday. But I'm definitely thankful and blessed that he was able to come in my life and teach me great lessons. One that I extremely needed, to be able to thrive in this league.
Without him, the Browns slip back into the background, just another forgettable franchise nobody outside Ohio notices. With him, they dominate the conversation, sports shows, social media trends, eyeballs everywhere. That's not luck. That's Shedeur's influence. And let's be clear, this is a quarterback who hasn't even hit his prime. He's still growing, refining his skills, learning the pro system. Yet even now, he's magnetic. Imagine what happens when he fully locks and polishes his game, sharpens his mental toughness, and executes flawlessly. He becomes a nightmare for defenses and a dream for any franchise aiming to be modern, dynamic, and relevant. That's why his moment of breaking silence resonates so deeply. He's sending a message: you don't define me. I define myself. In the NFL, that mindset is lethal. Once a player realizes they hold the cards, once they know the franchise needs them more than they need the franchise, the entire balance of power shifts.
He went into a gunfight with 2 knives. He gonna lose that every time. So you didn't get this man a fighting chance to compete.
That this is your opportunity to see him in a 2-minute situation. Why are you giving a guy a 2-minute situation when that guy's gonna be on the street in the next couple of days?
Shedeur take them down there, drive down the length of the field, they win that game. The fans gonna be saying, Shedeur our quarterback. Shedeur should be our starter. Shedeur should be the guy that starts game 1, week 1. Look what he did. They didn't want that to happen. And I don't know what's going on with Kevin Stefanski. It's almost as if, and I don't even want to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's like he don't want Shedeur to do well. Like when he played well the first game.
Think about it, what does Cleveland really offer Shedeur that he couldn't find anywhere else? Another season lost to dysfunction? Endless uphill battles against a front office that never seems to get it right? The humiliation of being ridiculed after one-off game instead of celebrated for the buzz he generates? That's not opportunity, that's a burden. Meanwhile, across the league, teams are drooling at the chance to snag a young, marketable quarterback with a massive following and the calm to handle the storm. That's the power of Shedeur's position, he has choices. And here's the kicker, Cleveland fans know it. Deep down, they get that this young QB is the best thing to happen to them in years. They might complain after a rough game, but when it matters most, they know if Shedeur walks, they're back to square one.
You know what time it is? 12. If they put Huntley in over Shedeur, why is he talking? Where is Shedeur's helmet? That's some bullshit. So somebody that y'all said not gonna make the roster is about to take. That's crazy. This not sabotage. This not bro.
The same endless carousel of quarterbacks. The same fading relevance. The same old Browns. That's why the critics are so loud right now, desperation disguised as confidence. They mock him because deep down, they fear what losing him would mean. When Shedeur speaks, he forces everyone to face the truth. He's not just another name on the roster, he's the magnetic force keeping Cleveland in the spotlight. He's the storyline. The headline. This isn't about whether he can survive in Cleveland. It's about whether Cleveland can survive without him. A franchise that once held gold in its hands, and somehow let it slip away. Because Shedeur isn't just a player. He's swagger, poise, skill, and brand all in one. Bigger than their narrow mindset. If switching teams is what it takes to prove it, he won't hesitate. And when that moment comes, he won't be the one looking back in regret. The Browns will.
The simple fact that the owner came out and said, this is not the player I wanted. Shedeur is not my pick. That alone, that tells you all you need to know. Kevin Stefanski's hands are tied.
He's the coach. He don't have no say over the final 53.
He hasn't had enough success. If
No.
he had more success as a coach and with that team, he would have more say-so.
Me personally, I don't think he would want to carry 4 quarterbacks because as long as Shedeur Sanders is on that team, there are going to be questions, Hoosh.
There's going to be questions as soon as they start losing. As soon as they start losing, Flacco going to the bench, and because honestly, I believe they really wanted Kenny Pickett to be the starter. Kenny Pickett just couldn't stay healthy. I know that for a fact. I was told that by somebody that's in that building, that it was Kenny Pickett or Dylan Gabriel. I was told that by somebody that's in that building.
The Browns can't act surprised, this was inevitable. Signing a player like Shedeur isn't just about adding talent, it's about bringing in a personality, a brand, a force that commands attention on and off the field. With that comes massive expectations, and Cleveland clearly underestimated the weight of that responsibility. They thought they were drafting just another quarterback. What they actually got was a star who makes the entire league stop and watch. That kind of presence doesn't fade into the background, it demands recognition. Now, Cleveland's problem is they've revealed their hand too soon. Shedeur is part of a long-term vision, but the Browns seem ready to hit reset at the first sign of adversity. That's why his talk about the future carries so much weight, it's coming from a player who knows he can't waste his prime in a place that lacks the patience to build around him.
No, bro. No, I'm not going. That's insane. This is insane. All respect to you, but you're not Shedeur, bro. What is going on? Bro, y'all not gonna let him? Why is he not in? Bro. This shit really crazy. This shit is really crazy. Look, on the first play, he throws a pick. This is that shit I'll be talking about, bro.
Let's be real, Cleveland's track record hardly inspires confidence. This is a franchise that's been hunting for a stable quarterback forever, cycling through talent like it's disposable. They never fully commit, never show loyalty, never build the kind of environment a young quarterback needs to thrive. And now that they finally have someone who can put them on the map, they're treating him like a temporary placeholder. That's not just careless, it's self-sabotage. Meanwhile, Shedeur isn't one to stick around a sinking ship. His mindset and presence make it clear, he's thinking long-term. He knows he's bigger than the Browns' chaos, and he knows other franchises would move mountains to have him. Picture him on a team with structure, discipline, and direction. Imagine the career he could build where his talent and brand are truly valued. That's the nightmare Cleveland is staring down.
I still think Dylan Gabriel's way better than Shedeur Sanders. I think the only reason Shedeur Sanders is even relevant is because of his dad. His dad literally made his name for him. The only reason he made the NFL was because of his dad. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all hype this kid up way too much. And I want to see something. You're playing the Rams. Again, a great team. A young team. Let's see what they do. Pressure. He's rolling out. I mean, he just looks slow. He just looks slow running. So he has no pocket awareness. He can't escape pressure. Can he throw at least? Can Shedeur throw at least? Dropping back, pressure, collapsing again. Oh, he just got flatlined. Oh, he just took a big hit, and he completely missed the throw. I'm telling you, Sanders is overrated, bro.
They had the chance to lock in a star for the next decade, yet their failure to manage talent might drive him away before he even reaches his peak. The front office, convinced they could replace him, will be left scrambling through draft boards, hunting for the next savior, while the one they let slip thrives elsewhere. That's the Cleveland curse. They always think they can find someone better, and they never do. Shedeur, however, is too sharp to get pulled into that cycle. The irony? Cleveland should be pleading for Shedeur's commitment, not the other way around. They should be proving he is the future, because without him, there is no future. The power has shifted so dramatically that, for once, it's not the player vying for the franchise's approval. It's the franchise fighting for the player's trust.